Thank you, Sam. Can I have the clicker, please? Sorry. Okay, there you go. Thanks so much, Sam. Thanks to my fellow speaker. Pleasure to be here. And I find it interesting that this little presentation comes at the end of this session, because it's really about trying to build on the great activities that you've been pushing forward in business, in your NGOs, through your educational initiatives, and so on. Because I'm the project leader for the Solutions Initiatives team of STSN Youth. And what we're doing, as Sam briefly mentioned it today, but what we're doing through our team is precisely trying to support these incredible efforts of young innovators, young entrepreneurs across the sector, so not just business, but also research and development, education, nonprofit. We try to provide them with the support that they need from different stakeholders so that they can scale up and they can implement their projects. And so I'll be briefly presenting one platform that we are putting online from today, which is called the Youth Solutions Hub. But to get there, I really try to build a little bit on the things that have been said until now. So first of all, I need to understand this. Okay, so this is really what we have been, hearing this morning, and that's, really the starting point for the solutions work of STSN Youth, which is a point about changing the narrative in the 2030 agenda about what the place of young people is, which is a place characterized not just by needs and gaps and deficiencies, but also a condition characterized by skills, by what Sam today called the most educated generation in history, that is us. And so we really have to understand how we build upon this, how we address this fact that youth solutions are everywhere, what we call youth solutions in our work. It's the idea that from business models, from institutional mechanisms and public policies, from forms of advocacy that are innovative educational programs, even forms of social innovation, research and development we've seen in this session as well. This is an entire bulk of solutions, of projects that are out there, and so it would be very misguided for us to think that the only way of implementing these solutions is talking among ourselves about them. What's important is really reaching out to those who can support these solutions and create an environment where these solutions can flourish and can contribute to the achievement of the SDGs. The problem is precisely this, because this is something that I was talking about. If you look at the Youth Solutions Report, which is one of our flagship tools, the new edition of which came out in 2018 in July, I was talking to Mariana Mazzucato from UCL, and we were talking about how and where youth fits within innovation policies, within innovation systems. And of course, we need to talk about our solutions from the perspective of wider problems with, how do we guide innovation? How do we create mission-oriented innovation policies which can implement the SDGs? So we have to see them in this broader framework, and at the same time, we have to target the specific challenges that young innovators face to implement their projects. And, clearly young innovators have a much more difficult access to credit, to startup funding. They have lack of access to credible and quality mentoring opportunities, business development services, the visibility that they need. And also, of course, we also need to recognize that sometimes young innovators have a very positive idea of social good, but we have to find a way to align that social good with the Sustainable Development Goals and the monitoring framework so that we are able to better communicate our impacts, get better funding from it, and also be able to really understand how we are contributing to the achievement of the SDGs. So our report does a lot of this, does a lot of mapping, really tries to understand where youth-led innovation for the SDGs comes from. So we've been mapping a lot of projects. We've been evaluating them through the help of an advisory panel with members of the Leadership Council from STSN and other partners. And as you can see, we mapped the report, the report solutions in 2018, and they're coming from everywhere. Young people are really contributing from everywhere. But what is interesting is that, of course, the report tells us a lot about where the challenges lie and how we can try to tackle them. We can see here the main activities of the different solutions that were in the report. It really goes from, social enterprises to educational programs, technology development, charity, and so on. But one big problem, of course, is the access to funding, because if you can, maybe it's a bit small from here, but if you look at the graph on the right, a lot of these solutions are, have to do crowdfunding, have maybe access to one grant, which is, helpful for the time being for a solution, but the small circles there are actually, concessional grants, equity, what really is able sometimes to, scale these solutions, even in terms of focus. As you see, the focus on environmental goals, the goals where you need more technology, more funding to scale up some projects, is going down because young people have difficulty having access to this. And so this is also the challenges that were mapped: access to finance, awareness raising, lack of visibility, and so on. From here, we told ourselves it's not enough to put in touch the innovators that we are supporting with mentors from within SDSN, experts, potential funders, which we were doing until now on a personal basis, case-by-case basis, using our network, or running just one-off investment readiness programs for them. So we decided to launch the Youth Solutions Hub, which is launching today. From today, it's possible to register either as an expert or an innovator. And in these 3 minutes and 40 seconds that I have, I will just simply try to say what it is and how it's going to be and how it's going to add some value. As I was saying, we really need to see youth-led innovation as part of a broader movement to innovate for the SDGs, and we really need to provide value to the innovators in different ways. The Youth Solutions Hub is an online platform. We will be onboarding gradually the innovators who have been in our cohort in the 2017 and 2018 Youth Solutions report, but we will also open the registration form to every solution, so we will be evaluating every solution, every project, and we will be onboarding them. And we will provide value to these innovators by sharing events and funding opportunities that have arisen through our partners, through SDSN network itself. We will be offering them opportunities for interactions with experts in different sectors, but also business experts that can provide them some constant interaction, build their capacity, help them tackle specific problems that they might have in implementing their solutions. We will showcase these solutions, on the other hand, and vice versa, for potential investors and partners who will be able to see what the solutions are doing and trying to support them. We will be sharing tools and resources and training materials for them. And finally, the Hub will offer us a very good opportunity to track the impact that these solutions are having, so that we can also help understand our own impact and communicate the impact of the solutions against the SDGs. So it's really an online platform which tries to be at the center of these challenges that we were talking about earlier. And it works as I was saying. So an innovator gets on the Hub, has access to tools, training materials. It has a big network of experts, partner organization inside that he or she can talk to, and also that he or she can collaborate with, including with other innovators there. He or she will have access to fundraising opportunities from there, and from this perspective, we were trying to work a lot on this perspective, linking the Hub with funders, potential investors, people who are going to offer targeted mechanisms for supporting the solutions that we have in the Hub financially, and then we will track progress, and then these solutions will fit into the subsequent editions of the Youth Solutions report that we will publish in the next few years. This is just to show how it's going to look like, how it looks like already. It's basically a social network, but we really wanted to create a space where people could feel more free than in a traditional investment readiness program, in a traditional acceleration program, where you will be free to explore groups of experts and other innovators who are working in your same area, who are working in your same geographic region. You will have the possibility of seeing where events and resources can support your own work. And you can reach out to the other people in the network and have an informal or more formal, depending on your choice, type of interaction that can support the specific needs of your organization. So I will end it here. This is, again, part of the wider web of activities that we're doing as part of the Youth Solutions Report. Final message, we really have to get out of our own individual work, try to see our work as part of something bigger, and we have to advocate for changes in the policy that can support us as young innovators and entrepreneurs. Thank you so much.